Welcome back to the Underground Fanatic Podcast. I'm your host, Gino. Today I have a wonderful guest, one of my boys I've been knowing since I got here on the campus. You feel me? So I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
My name's Homer Radin. I'm studying here biomedical engineering at FIU, and I created CollegeKey, which is an app for college students to discover and promote their businesses and clubs on campus.
Yes, sir. I remember when we were talking, this was spring semester. I was like, hey, yo, Homer, hop on the podcast. Like, nah, not yet. Until I got something shaking. I'm like, all right. At first, I didn't believe him. Then he just came out of nowhere. He dropped the app, CollegeKey, as you know, of course, now. And I'm like, that's impressive. I was just like, bro, you never know what you could do, man. Honestly, bro, just use your skills to your strengths, man. And you never know what could happen. So let's talk about CollegeKey for a bit, man. So what was the idea behind the app and how did it come about?
It came because I saw a lot of college students who run businesses and clubs and say they got like 100 followers.
Right.
They keep reposting the same thing to the same 100 followers, which doesn't change the engagement.
Right.
Because if 50% of the people, your 100 followers said, no, we don't want this, you show it to them again, they're gonna say no again. So I made an app where you don't have to follow nobody, people don't follow you, and automatically when you post, everybody at your university sees the app. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the clubs, same thing with the businesses. Make it easy for everybody.
So a community-based app around FIU students. Yeah. That's pretty nice. I would say, how long were you thinking about this idea? And when you thought about it, were you thinking about the future of FIU, or were you just thinking about, okay, this is something I can start now and help basically like build the businesses that's here now?
Right. So last year, I would say, I had an idea of creating screens, like little small TV screens, like 3-4 inches, and put them around campus for people to advertise their businesses and clubs. I spoke to the director of business for FIU. He said that's not gonna work. And he told me to create an Instagram account where people who have businesses and clubs to pay me to advertise. So that rejection I got showed me that I could just make an app that does everything he's talking about. And that's where the app came from.
Right, so you use that rejection as a redirection.
Exactly.
That's pretty wonderful, man. And I would say, what would incoming FIU students in the future want to know about this app and what makes a difference between any other app that's built by students and for college students?
Right. So my goal for freshmen is that at orientation, the freshmen don't know what's going on campus. So my app is a starting point. They can find club events that are happening in a week, 2 weeks, and they can find businesses, say girls who like to get their nails done, get their hair done, to find the business on campus, and they can all automatically jump into their campus community.
Right.
Instead of scrolling on Instagram for hours, TikTok for hours, and not finding nobody. So I made an app that makes it simple.
Right, that's very useful. It's all about reaching out to the people who aren't not, I would say, who is involved in what you do, but at the same time is in the same community as you are. Reaching out to your community is more important than reaching out to a mass number of people who isn't in the same area you are, just can't relate to where you are. So I find that app to be very useful. And I would say you're the founder, correct?
Yes.
You created the app.
Yes.
Okay. And how was the process building the app like for you?
So I found a guy in India.
Okay.
On this app called Upwork. Is where you can find like people who are really good with the programming and all the technical stuff with technology. Me personally, I'm not that good at programming, so I hired him, which is probably like a 7-8 month process of him building the app.
You see, that's the difference between entrepreneurs and your regular person. If an entrepreneur doesn't know how to do something, he's gonna pay someone who's at very best in his area, better at the skill that he wants to do, but he's not allowed to do it because he doesn't know the skill yet. Or he'll find someone who's very good at that skill in order to produce what he wants to the masses. And I feel like that's what separates your normal average person to entrepreneur. And what would you say, is this the beginning of your entrepreneurship route, or do you just look to this being a one-time thing that you're able to help many college students throughout the country?
I'm gonna take CollegeKey as far as it can go. Hopefully it sets me up to move to something new, something better. because we always need change in life. We can't stick with the same thing. We can't hold on to things too much. We got to let certain things go. So if it goes 10, 15 years,
it goes. Right. But at the end of the day, you left your mark behind.
Yeah.
So anytime you see that app where anyone talks about it, it's your legacy that people sees first. And people don't know that whatever you leave behind on earth, that's your legacy. So if you want to be remembered by something, remember it. If you want your legacy to be something that you're proud of, provide something to the world that you feel is useful, that people can actually gain something from, people can actually change their life from. So remember, your legacy is what you're here on earth to build, whether if you believe it or not. And I would say that's what drives ambitious people is, okay, when I leave this earth, what will my legacy say about me? And how will my legacy compare to those who inspired me? Because you always get inspiration from greats that come before you. I always say invention these days isn't something that's out of this world. It got inspiration from something that came before it. All they did was put their own twist and turn into it, their own inspiration. They put their own thoughts into it and built something new. And that's how this generation works. And I would say another question I would say is, how and why should FIU students use CollegeKey to further expand not only their brand, but other brands here on campus? Like, what's the main goal? We get it that it's to spread your brand and what you have going on, but why would this app be life-changing?
It'd be life-changing because if you look at Instagram, it takes you probably 10, 15 days to sometimes even find one new follower if you don't know anybody. So think about the freshmen on campus or any college student starting a new business or club. They know a handful of people. For example, FIU has 54,000 students. And then if you look at it from every university, roughly 17% to 20% of people want to start a business. That's 9,000 students at FIU who want to start a business.
You're right.
So my whole thing for CollegeKey to make it life-changing would be strictly on how easy it is to find the businesses and clubs at your university. Because there's so many clubs that are, drowned out by the music and all this noise that is on TikTok and Instagram, loud cars, all this stuff. So I wanted to make an app where it hones in on everything that's college related. So once you get on the app, you open it, automatically see the businesses and clubs. There's no app that does that. Instagram, you have to, for example, you want to promote your podcast at college students. You have to pay Instagram to do it.
Right.
My app is completely free to everybody at your campus.
Right. And that's the wonderful thing, pushing it to people in your community. And I would say, what brands and what company do you have on CollegeKey at the moment?
Right now I have a club called Women's of the Word. It's a church club here on campus. And I have, I think, 10 businesses, girls with the lash techs, Gerard with the barber, stuff like that. There's one girl, actually, she's a pet sitter.
Okay.
And it's just a variety of businesses and clubs, which is our community. The variety of people, variety of goals, and that's what makes it special.
Right. And you heard him. Don't worry about it. Everything that you need to know about CollegeKey and the businesses will be down in the link below, so you can further explore and see what you would like to delve in and how you can use CollegeKey for your business if you have one as well. I would say, since you've been here in FIU, what do you see you bring to, besides the app, right? What do you see every student can bring to FIU to make it easier and make it more efficient for content creators, brand owners, or anyone who has a business?
To make it easier, I think since everybody, as we said, is a variety of people, everybody's unique, they will, through the app, build their own community. And that's what makes the community so special, because it's different. You don't want the same community from UF or UM. You want a new and different community. And I think if everybody is different in their own ways, that's what makes people important, in my opinion.
You're right.
No matter the goals you have in life, if you're different, you're important.
You're right. And about that, do you look to collaborate with any clubs or any organizations here at FIU at the moment, or that's something you're thinking about down the line?
Right now, I'm trying to collaborate with SGA, Student Government Association at FIU, and hopefully they can help me possibly get my app into Panther Connect. Because I spoke to a couple people and they said my app is a conflict with Panther Connect, which, as you know, is the website here for people to find clubs and organizations. But the problem with, in my personal opinion, with Panther Connect is that there's only 300 organizations. We got 54,000 kids. Those numbers don't add up. So I wanted to work to all the programs at FIU so they can put their organizations on my app and bring more students on. Because I know there's many programs here that are doing great, but can be doing more. And some that aren't doing good and can be doing more. And that's how you use my app to promote your name and your brand.
How would you say having a sense community affect your brand besides when you do it on your own solo and doing it on Instagram or TikTok? How do you think a community affects what you have and what you're trying to push?
I think when you want to build your brand or build your community, you don't want to show everybody. You want to show the people who it affects. For example, my app, I'm not going to go show people who aren't in college because they can say it's great, but they're not doing that.
They won't be able to relate to it.
Exactly. So when you build something, you want to go and talk to the people who are affected by it so you can get a real opinion. For example, if you have a business idea, you want to go talk to the people who are affected. If everybody you talked to said no, you got to figure something out. But if everybody said, yes, I'll do this, then you know you can go with it.
Okay, that makes nice sense because you got to understand, it's all about reaching your target audience. And your target audience sometimes may not be the people who's your friends, your acquaintances. It's the people who you're able to bring a change to in their life, whether that's people who's across the country, people who's in other states. So it's about reaching your target audience opposed to reaching those who know you or is even local in your city. So about that at FIU, do you have anything more in store for CollegeKey? Any events that you look forward to doing? I mean, we know there's an event today. Do we want to speak a little bit about it?
Right now, we have an event at 7 p.m. I think it's with the Haitian organization here. And all the businesses, like local businesses and student businesses come. They could get a moment to promote their business, which I personally agree with. But if you think about it, that one night is not going to really affect the whole semester. So for my app will affect the whole semester, will affect the whole 4 years you're here.
Because it's accessible at any time and any moment.
Exactly. And most of the people nowadays, they tend not to go out and get that human interaction. They tend to spend more time on their phone scrolling. So if you're going to do that, at least do it on my app where you can find new people, businesses, clubs. Like say if you found a new club you meet, got 5, 10 new people you just met. Those are 5 or 10 new friends, could be lifelong friends as well.
You're right. That's crazy how technology has pushed so far to where you can just find anything in a click of a button. And about that, well, what's your thoughts on technology? We know AI is taking an advancement. It's crazy how AI is like, you'll see a video, you really can't tell if it's real, but you look at it and be like, yo, this is a pretty damn good video. So what's your thoughts on technology and AI at the moment?
I personally think we always need advancement in technology. We can't stop because once you stop, what are you going to do? You need innovation, but I think we also should watch what we innovate. You can't innovate everything. Yeah, I can do that now. People who go in for a quick scan of their skin, AI can do that now. But biomedical engineering, AI has not touched yet.
AI should be something useful, mainly academic-wise, or something that makes it easier for you to understand. If you have any loneliness problems, depression, go to a doctor or go see a professional about it. That's not something that you would go to AI for. Because the last time I checked, I was reading this news article, or I seen it on TV. some kid committed suicide after he talked to ChatGPT, which is crazy. So like certain things that's in that level of seriousness, I would suggest you go see a professional about it, and don't just go and talk about AI, about anything, because remember, it's something that's uploaded to a database, so it can always be reused to its own purpose. So yeah, and about FIU, what's so wonderful here at FIU that you would want to tell students who are either upcoming freshmen here at FIU or future FIU students?
I would honestly say the community. The community is great. Me coming from Chicago, I really didn't have this community. It's an international school. We got people from all parts of different countries, which is great. Because in Chicago, you know, it's like 3-4 different people. For example, I went to a private Catholic school. It was blacks and whites. I have no problem with anybody, but I like to see diversity on a larger scale rather than just skin color, you know?
Right.
For example, I want to see people from all countries, all different backgrounds. So you can get, as we said, a unique community, and that's what makes us special.
Right. We really have everything here. If you're from the Caribbean, if you're from Latin America, if you're from Europe, that's what I feel makes it special, because we're right here at the heat of the melting pot in America. I say, because it's Miami, and Miami is literally the melting pot of everywhere on earth, because it's the first destination for immigrants. So when they come to America, you usually think about what? Miami, New York, probably California, but we all know the main destination when it comes to immigrants is always Miami. And that's what sets us apart from many different schools in America, I would say. And about that, what should other apps or other developers that's also working on things take from your CollegeKey app?
I think they should take the one thing is it should be listening to your audience.
You're right.
Because some companies, they're money hungry. They don't really worry about people, their customers, they worry about the money. If my customers or the people using my app were experiencing a problem, and me not being greedy, I'm gonna use my money to fix that problem. For example, say if it's something with the app where it's like lagging or something, and I have to pay the developer, I'm fixing that. You want the product that you make to be as good as it can get, and the people will do the advertising for you.
You're right.
So if you make a very good product and give it to your audience, since the product is very good, you don't even have to pay for advertising. They'll say, okay, this is a great product, we'll promote it. Word
of mouth, basically.
Exactly.
Word of mouth is, you can't be anything else than word of mouth, because word of mouth is the quickest way you can get whatever you have going on out there. So if you have something great, you don't really have to worry about advertisements too much, because it will find its people that it's for. And once it does, it will spread, and you will find more customers. You'll find more people that will join your community. So don't really stress about it too much. Understand that when you're providing something of value, you'll always find its right group of people or its right community. So I would say at that, when you do that, collaboration too is important, because when you collab, you get to expand your audience and those who aren't even from your community. And for the CollegeKey app, it's a great sense of collaboration when it comes to college students, because once you learn that collaboration aspect of things, you can take that to anywhere in the business world, anywhere in your field. And collaboration is what makes not only projects successful, but every invention successful. It's from collaboration.
Right.
But what else you would want to talk about?
I would say for my app, right now the main struggle is getting people on board.
You're right.
Not that it's a bad product, but it's how you deliver the message.
You're right.
Right now, I don't know anything about marketing. So I'm at a starting point. I've only been advertising for roughly 2 weeks. So right now we're working and trying to find better ways to market the app and get the word out there, even though it's something new. Nobody's doing this. And that's another downside, but also a really big positive of starting something new is because nobody's done it.
Right.
So that market you're entering, there's nobody there. So now you can control that market. You can say what happens and what doesn't happen, which is a good thing instead of going against billion, $trillion companies who you're most likely to lose to.
Okay. And as far as putting your team together for that app, how does it work? Who's behind certain aspects of the app and how did that come about?
Right. So the president of the social media team sitting right there.
Okay.
And
you go ahead, you can say your name. Salome. She's the president of the app, CollegeKey.
And what we did to find people is we looked at people who are, for example, on Instagram, we went through people's highlights, went through people's posts on their stories and stuff. And we looked at like who's around the most people. And when you're with them, you know, are you open? Is it a live personality? Because we don't want people promoting the app on our account and you're quiet. We want like live people, live energy, because that's how you're going to get people to tune in. If you say something and you're whispering and you're quiet about it, nobody's going to pay attention. But if you jump at somebody like, hey, look at this, their eyes going to open up and they're going to start listening. Even if they don't like it, you have a better chance of them listening when you're live and energetic.
Right. So it's the social interaction aspect of things. Learning how to get better at your social interaction skills can lead you so far, because knowing how to talk will get you in places that you're not even supposed to be in. Just because you know how to communicate and you know how to explain your ideas so well. So understand that when you're going out into this world, if it's business, relationships, anything, understand that when you know how to convey your message correctly, not only will people take you more seriously, but you will be able to get in rooms that you're not even supposed to be in. You know what I mean? So social interaction and public speaking is definitely a great skill that everyone should have in their arsenal. And I learned that my freshman year when I took public speaking. So yeah. Would you like to say who else behind your team is, what they're behind and what their facet of the app is?
Right now it's just me and her.
Okay.
And I got the guy in India who's out here helping out with the developing. He has his own team. And we have 10 great girls who are out here making great videos. And the thing I like about the team I have is that everybody, and they know each other. Before I even met them, some of them already knew each other, which is great. And with them, they are good at communicating with each other and with us. And also, nobody looks sad. Everybody looks happy to be here. And I told them I want to make an environment to where everybody is glad to show up.
Right.
Because if you have 10 people promoting your app and nobody's really happy to be there, and it's just like another money, trying to get quick money, they're not gonna, your app or your business or club is not gonna go far.
Right.
But if you get people who are excited about the app, excited to be a part of the team, that's when it really takes off.
Right, that's how you get the most out of anything you're doing, is being ecstatic to do it. Because remember, if you're glad to do something, you're always ecstatic to work on a project, bro, competition does not matter. You can't compete with something who loves what they do, because at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's not about status. It's about the joy they get from doing it and the joy from the output that they actually see when they finish doing it. Like, this is what I did. And based on the app, how would you say your expectations of it are so far?
Right now, there's a couple things we have to clean up, obviously with the bugs in the app, and hearing back from more people that use the app to make it better. And the good thing about creating something is that you can always make it better. There's no like if somebody asks me like the future, the goals I have for the app, I can't really say. I just can say where the features I want in the app. Because I want it to be to a point where we just keep adding something new, to a point where it's like, we're just innovative. I just want to be known for innovation, which is exactly what this app does. Nobody's doing it. Instagram's not doing it. TikTok's not doing it. For example, if you went on Instagram right now and follow nobody at FIU, you couldn't even find me 5 businesses in a day.
Right.
Maybe you can find a couple clubs, but you can't find the ones that are for you. You can find the popular ones, but my app is not worried about the popular ones, worried about everybody. So if you have 0 followers to 1,000 followers, you and those two, between the 0 followers and the 1,000 followers, get the same promotion, get the same audience, and the same chance of being seen.
That's wonderful. And it's all about small steps, because sometimes when you're working on something, you might not see the progress as fast as you wanted to, or you might not see progress at all. But trust, progress is always happening. You just can't see it. And sometimes, even after you're done with the project or whatever you're doing, you'll look back at it and you realize, yo, all these small progress that literally just went past my eyes and I never even noticed it. And it's like, yo, why did I stop? I should have continued. So even if you aren't seeing the results that you would like as quick as possible, remember, things are always moving. You just can't notice it. So remember, always work on your skills, get feedback, take constructive criticism well, and understand that it's not to hurt you, it's to make whatever you're working on better. And so you can provide something useful to your community or to whoever you want to push it out to. Is there anything more you want to say to the Underground Fanatic Podcast or anyone watching?
Honestly, this was a great podcast. Shout out to Gino for helping out with me promoting the app. And I can't wait to see where he takes this podcast.
Listen, guys, until next time, and don't forget, this is for FIU students. If you have anything to promote your business, promote your brand, listen, this is where you come. You spread your word out there so you can get more people who's from the same community as you and spread the word about what you have going on. Till next time, guys. Peace.